Imagine the vast, windswept plains of Central Asia. The year is the 6th century CE. A new power is rising, the Göktürks. These nomadic warriors, masters of horseback riding and archery, would forge an empire stretching from the Black Sea to the borders of China. Their name, meaning Celestial Turks, reflects their belief in a divinely ordained right to rule the endless blue sky above them. The Göktürks left their mark on history, shaping the destiny of Central Asia for centuries. This essay delves into the captivating saga of the Göktürks. We will explore their origins, their meteoric rise to power, and the intricacies of their nomadic society. We will analyze their military prowess, their role in the bustling Silk Road trade, and the factors that led to their eventual decline. Finally, we will trace their lasting legacy, visible even today in the cultural tapestry of modern Central Asia. The story of the Göktürks is not merely a tale confined to the past. It offers valuable insights into the dynamics of nomadic empires, their interactions with sedentary civilizations, and the enduring power of cultural identity. By understanding the Göktürks, we gain a deeper appreciation for the forces that have shaped Central Asia, a region at the crossroads of empires and civilizations. The Göktürks emerged from the fragmented political landscape of Central Asia in the 6th century. They belonged to a Turkic group associated with the earlier Xiongnu and Rouran empires. The Rouran Khaganate, weakened by internal strife and Chinese pressure, crumbled in the mid-6th century. From its ashes rose the Göktürks, led by a charismatic leader named Bumin Khagan. Bumin, meaning metalworker or blacksmith, hailed from a clan renowned for their ironworking skills. This trade held both economic and symbolic significance in nomadic society. Bumin's clan provided weapons and tools, forging a vital link in the nomadic economy. Bumin's leadership, combined with his clan's reputation, attracted followers eager to challenge the existing power vacuum. In 552 CE, Bumin led a decisive rebellion against the Avars, remnants of the Rouran. His victory marked the birth of the Göktürk Khaganate. The Göktürk Empire expanded rapidly under Bumin and his successors. By 555 CE, they had subjugated the remnants of the Rouran and pushed their borders to the north and west. Istami's campaigns in the west brought the western Turkic tribes under Göktürk control, extending their dominion towards the Caspian Sea. This rapid expansion was fueled by their military prowess, shrewd diplomacy, and the fragmented nature of their opponents. The Göktürks' nomadic lifestyle made them formidable warriors. Skilled horsemen from a young age, they relied on mounted archery as their primary mode of warfare. Their tactics emphasized mobility, surprise attacks, and encirclement, overwhelming their enemies with swift and decisive maneuvers. The Göktürk army, a well-organized force composed of various Turkic tribes, became a symbol of their power. The Göktürk rulers were also adept at diplomacy, forming alliances and playing rival powers against each other. They understood the importance of trade and secured control over key sections of the Silk Road. This gave them access to valuable goods and revenue, further strengthening their grip on power. By the late 6th century, the Göktürk Empire had become the dominant power in Central Asia, commanding the allegiance of numerous tribes and posing a significant challenge to both Byzantium in the west and China in the east. The Göktürks, like many nomadic societies, were not a monolithic entity. Their society was a complex tapestry woven from various Turkic tribes, each with their own customs and traditions. However, they shared a common nomadic lifestyle, language, and belief system that bound them together. At the heart of this system lay the Tengri, the eternal blue sky, the supreme deity in their pantheon. The Göktürks believed that the Tengri granted the Khagan, their ruler, the divine right to rule. This concept of divine legitimacy legitimized their authority and fostered a sense of unity among the diverse tribes under their rule. The Khagan's power, however, was not absolute. He ruled in consultation with a council of tribal elders and nobles, reflecting the importance of consensus building in nomadic society. Göktürk society was stratified, with a clear hierarchy based on lineage, military prowess, and economic status. The Khagan and his family occupied the pinnacle of this hierarchy, followed by the ruling elite, warriors, and commoners. Women in Göktürk society enjoyed a relatively high status compared to their counterparts in settled civilizations. They could own property, participate in political affairs, and even lead tribes, reflecting the pragmatic nature of nomadic life. The Göktürks' military prowess was central to their rise and dominance. Their nomadic lifestyle, honed over generations on the steppes, had forged them into formidable warriors. Their mastery of horseback riding and archery was unparalleled. Göktürk children learned to ride almost as soon as they could walk, and their accuracy with a bow was legendary. They could fire arrows with deadly precision from horseback, even while riding at full gallop. Their military tactics were a blend of speed, surprise, and overwhelming force. They often relied on feigned retreats to draw their enemies into ambushes, using the vastness of the steppes to their advantage. Their nomadic lifestyle made them incredibly mobile, allowing them to cover vast distances and appear where their enemies least expected. Their armies, though composed of various Turkic tribes, were well organized and disciplined. The Göktürks also understood the importance of psychological warfare. Their sudden appearances on the battlefield, their fierce battle cries, and their reputation for ruthlessness struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. They were masters of siege warfare, using a variety of techniques to capture fortified cities. Their military prowess allowed them to create an empire that stretched across thousands of miles, from the Black Sea to the borders of China. The Göktürks' control over vast swaths of Central Asia placed them at the heart of the Silk Road, the ancient network of trade routes that connected east and west. The Silk Road was more than just a conduit for goods. It was a vital artery for the exchange of ideas, cultures, and religions. The Göktürks, recognizing its importance, actively protected and taxed the caravans that traversed their territory, reaping immense profits and influence. They established diplomatic relations with the Byzantine Empire to the west and the Sui and Tang dynasties in China to the east. The Göktürks' diplomatic skills were as refined as their military tactics. They understood the importance of playing rival powers against each other, extracting concessions, and maintaining a balance of power that favored them. The wealth generated by the Silk Road trade enriched the Göktürk elite and fueled their patronage of the arts and crafts. They adopted elements of Sogdian, Persian, and Chinese culture, integrating them into their own nomadic traditions. Their control over the Silk Road not only brought them material wealth, but also exposed them to a cosmopolitan mix of cultures, shaping their identity and leaving a lasting impact on the cultural landscape of Central Asia. By the early 7th century, the seeds of the Göktürk Empire's decline were sown. Internal strife, a recurring theme in nomadic empires, weakened their unity. Succession disputes, a common trigger for conflict, plagued the Khaganate. Rival claimants to the throne challenged each other's legitimacy, leading to civil wars that drained the empire's resources and sapped its strength. External pressures also mounted. The Chinese Tang dynasty, having consolidated its power, adopted a more aggressive policy towards the Göktürks. The Tang emperors, viewing the nomadic empire as a threat to their northern borders, launched a series of military campaigns that gradually chipped away at the Göktürks' territory and influence. The Western Turkic tribes, sensing the empire's vulnerability, rebelled against their Göktürk overlords. These rebellions, fueled by local grievances and ambitions, further fragmented the empire. By 630 CE, the once mighty Göktürk Khaganate, weakened by internal strife and external pressures, had collapsed. The Göktürk Empire, though relatively short-lived, left an indelible mark on the history of Central Asia. They played a pivotal role in shaping the region's political, cultural, and linguistic landscape. Their conquests and migrations contributed to the westward spread of Turkic languages and culture, influencing the development of numerous Turkic-speaking groups across Eurasia. Their patronage of trade along the Silk Road facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies between East and West. They left behind a rich legacy of art, artifacts, and monuments, including the Orkhon inscriptions, which provide invaluable insights into their language, culture, and belief system. These inscriptions, carved on stone stelae, stand as silent witnesses to the Göktürks' historical significance. Their most enduring legacy, however, lies in the realm of identity. The Göktürks, through their unification of diverse Turkic tribes under a single banner, fostered a sense of shared identity and heritage that transcended tribal boundaries. This pan-Turkic identity would serve as a powerful force in later centuries, inspiring movements for cultural and political unity among Turkic-speaking peoples. The fall of the Göktürk Empire did not erase their legacy from the collective memory of Central Asia. Their memory lived on in the oral traditions, folk tales, and epic poems passed down through generations. In the 20th century, with the rise of nationalism and the collapse of the Soviet Union, interest in the Göktürks experienced a resurgence. Newly independent Central Asian nations, seeking to forge their own identities separate from their Soviet past, turned to their pre-Soviet history for inspiration. The Göktürks, with their legacy of empire, military prowess, and cultural achievements, provided a powerful symbol of pan-Turkic unity and resilience. This renewed interest in the Göktürks has manifested itself in various ways. Monuments and museums dedicated to their history have been erected. Academic research on their culture and language has flourished, and their symbols and motifs have been incorporated into national flags, emblems, and cultural events. This Göktürk Renaissance reflects a broader trend of cultural revivalism, sweeping across post-Soviet Central Asia, as these nations rediscover and reclaim their pre-Soviet past. The Göktürks, lords of the endless blue sky, rode onto the stage of history, leaving an unforgettable mark on the vast expanse of Central Asia. Their story, though marked by both triumph and tragedy, offers valuable insights into the dynamics of nomadic empires, their interactions with sedentary civilizations, and the enduring power of cultural identity. They were masters of war and diplomacy, shaping the political landscape of Central Asia for over a century. They were patrons of trade, facilitating the flow of goods, ideas, and cultures along the Silk Road. They left behind a rich legacy of art, architecture, and language, influencing the development of numerous Turkic-speaking groups across Eurasia. Their empire may have faded into the mists of time, but their legacy continues to resonate in the cultural and linguistic tapestry of modern Central Asia. The Göktürks serve as a potent reminder of the dynamism and resilience of nomadic cultures. Their ability to forge empires, shape civilizations, and leave an enduring legacy on the world stage.